Lord have mercy.
Welcome back to another. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. We are back here live on the show. And like I said, we are back to bring the show back to you that is out here, the Wiley Show. I am sending this link out to people so they know that we're live. So give me a second. Let everybody know, give them enough time to be here. All right. All right. Let me see. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me clearly in here as well. We are live. Okay. Put it up a little bit. All right. Enough time before the sun go down. And we're back. For coming through another episode. We back. I told y'all we was coming back. I just had to go and take a little break. And I said, hey, we're back. And I said, I was doing the show. Originally, we was going to do like the Jaguar piece. And my team, she was like, listen, hey, do that in another video. I'm like, okay, do it back again. So we are here with another episode of The Wiley Show. I am your host of The Wiley Show, and we're going to get into these topics. We get into people enough about a few more minutes before we dive into here. I want to say shout out to my members for their amazing love and for them coming through. It is Sunday. I mean, I can't wait to take a shower and spend time with my family. I just had a wonderful time with my spiritual family. Now I want to spend time with my real family as well. So let me know if you all can hear when y'all come on in the room. Woo, I felt that. Oh, my God. We are live with another episode of The Wiley Show. We are here, okay? All right. We are here with another show, and I'm super excited. Let me share this on my second channel so they know that we're live, okay? I felt that right then and there. I know y'all going to send this to the King of Reads. You can send them to him as well when it comes to stuff like that. And we got some stuff to get into. I want to make it sure. If y'all can be such a blessing to share this on IG. Okay, let me share this on IG as well because we want people to hear this video. Because sometimes I tell my students, I said, hey, you want to share marketing everywhere to people. You want to market it everywhere. So I'm going to share it I want Rickey Smiley to see it as well. So I want to tag him in it as well. We want him to see it as well because we ain't scared. Okay, y'all make sure y'all send this to Rickey Smiley because we are live. I'm going to go ahead and post this on my Instagram as well. Give me a second here of doing this stuff. I said we are here, and we're here with another episode. We have a lot of topics to get into, and I said, hey, let's get into it, and here we go. All right. I want to do this right quick. Let me share this on Instagram. I shared it like that. Okay. Well, let's get into our first topic because we definitely got to dive into it while it's enough sunlight before it get all dark out here. We'll get to our first topic here. Let's scroll down. Where are we at? Oh, right here. Okay. McShakie. You know McShakie, a YouTuber. Person got for fraud. And that ain't about that. Even though he said he was going to do my show, showed up on another show, didn't come on my show. That's okay. That's water under the bridge because the man is in a low maximum security prison. And he wrote this on his social media page. He wrote this quote, "Hey, SIP Nation, I know it's been a minute, 6 months to be exact, but I'm not doing well. Currently Thursday, a water line burst at the prison. I am Oakdale FCI, and the prison has been without water for 3 days. They pass out only 4 of 16 ounces bottle of water a day. I drink 2, try my best to brush my teeth, wash and sanitize with the other 2, and that's it. Currently, there is feces and urine backed up in the toilets, and I haven't showered since Thursday. The administration hasn't brought portable toilets or done anything other than make promises. It's bad and it's getting worse. I'm literally locked in a cell 23 hours a day with no water, and there is no end in sight. The administration is keeping things hush, but I need y'all like I never needed y'all before. First, pray for me. And the other and the other fellas I'm here with. Second, make a call, make a post for me, y'all. I'm sitting here in tears. This is miserable. This is hell on earth, and nobody's doing anything to help. There should be a backup plan or something. I'm at a low security facility. We're mostly nonviolent offenders, and we are all human. Nobody deserves this. Nobody. If one, if anyone sees this, please help. Thank you, and I love you all. Rodney McShakie, okay, and his last name is Rochelle or Russell. Here's the number to the Oakdale FCI. He posts a number, and he also posts his inmate number as well. And if you need that information, I will DM it to you because we're gonna call on Monday. I want to say this. This is why it's important to not do crime. And he did crime. And the sad part about this, he did crime, he did fraud, and he got out of prison for fraud. And he defrauded his work release job, defrauded the banks and stuff. And he got caught and went to prison. This is so greatly disturbed because I'm like, wow, he don't deserve it, to be in a prison without running water. People have to understand, though you're in prison, you have rights. In this country, you have rights. It is unfair to be in a prison and do not have running water. That's unfair. To be in a prison and don't have running water. I think that is sad. Okay? I think that is so sad. And it's not right. And because running water is very important, I can just imagine the stench of the urine and the feces smell. You need running water. And I'm praying that he get it. And not only I'm praying for McShakie, I'm also going to send an email, and I'm going to call the prison tomorrow on Monday. And I'm going to go live on station here while I'm calling the prison to do that as well. And I'm also going to call the state where it's housed at and file a complaint because that's unfair. But first, I'm going to find out, is it true? I'm going to get to say, hey, get some more information. I'm hearing that it is true. It is sad. We're going to do it. Even though he didn't come on our show, right? He didn't come on our show. But that's okay. This matter is very serious because he's a big guy. And, big guys got to take showers. They got to drink water. And he, need that. And many of those prisoners, can you imagine the stench of having a bagged up toilet and having a bagged up water? That have to be ridiculous of the smell. So we are going to break that down on Monday, which is tomorrow. And we're going to call the prison on the behalf of the Wiley Show to get answers. And we're going to give y'all an update because it's not right. I'm just saddened that, prisons have to go through that. And I'm also shocked that McShakie got arrested for fraud again. I'm just not up. He got arrested for fraud again, and back in prison. He was in prison for a while. He did Grew It on YouTube and on Bingo, and did some more fraud. The man was making money on all these social media sites, and here he is, did fraud again, and now he's back in prison. So it got to be something with fraud. It got to be, it's an addiction. It have to be an addiction. It got to be an addiction. Because I'm like, why you just got out of prison and you back in prison, and now you having a crisis with no running water. And the pipe burst in the prison. The pipe burst in the prison, and there's no running water. I guess, they only have water bottles. And so we are the first YouTuber to talk about it. And then let me tell you this, McShakie. I know you can't see it because you're in prison, so somebody might write him a letter. You did Storm Monroe's show, and he have not did one topic about that running water. Thank you, SQ, for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, SQ. Did not do one video. Here you are in prison with a pipe burst, and he have not did not one video. Not one video. Not one. And the person that you didn't do the show with is telling the followers to call the prison and tell them they need to do something about not giving that water. They need to get a plumber and stop being cheap, because that ain't gonna do nothing but add more dollars to the taxpayers, because if they get sick because of the feces and the smell, that's more money out of the taxpayers' pocket. So we are definitely going to keep y'all in prayers about this as well with McShakie. And we are definitely going to pray about McShakie having a pipe burst. And if there's any other YouTuber going through it in prison that we need to know about, email us and we'll talk about it. Okay? So that's just how that is. I'm sad to hear that. That man is in prison and a pipe burst. And Storm interviewed him for a click interview and did not make a statement about the prison with the pipe burst. Did not make a video that the pipe burst. Did not tell his storm chasers to donate their time to call the prison, the inmate. He didn't even repost it on his Instagram. But the man that you didn't come on the show with, the man that you sat there and didn't come on the show, lied to me, is doing this and giving this a shout out. We talking about Oakdale, Louisiana. We breathing on the Wiley Show. See, that's why you can't be pooping on Wiley. You may be left in a prison with a busted pipe. So the man that you didn't see it for is the man that you won't hear. So now we got to talk about this situation. So hopefully, McShakie either get transferred in a low maximum security prison with running water, or that prison system fix the pipe. And we are covering this before the media. CNN ain't talking about, this is why it's important to contribute to a platform like the Wiley Show. This is why Black Lives Matter, Black-owned media matters. This is why. Because we are covering this. We are covering it. We are the only YouTuber that is covering this show. We are the only YouTuber that is covering this show that is covering, an massive disaster in the Oakdale, Louisiana prison system. We are covering this on our platform, showing love. With no money involved. We doing it out of our goodness of our heart. Out of our heart, we doing this. So we are going to move on with this, McShakie. We're going to call the Oakdale, Louisiana prison officials. We're going to call the governor of Louisiana. We're going to call the state representatives in Louisiana. And we also going to call the Congress people in Louisiana. We also going to call the Oakdale, Louisiana mayor. We're going to be calling, sending emails. We're going to do that as well. I'm going to get it all pre-written so I can just send it out to these people. We're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to do it tomorrow for McShakie, right? We're going to shake it up. We doing that tomorrow for McShakie. Okay? Now let's move on. Let's move on. Where we at? Hold on, that was that. Give me a second. Oh, it's under that. That's McShakie. Okay. Rickey Smiley, and this is going to be so sad to say, but I have to say it. So Rickey Smiley was on the Today Show, and I'm going to go off camera because it's going to get real dark, so bear with me, you guys. I'm going to just take my camera off. Rickey Smiley, right? He, son passed away, right? His son died on crack. He OD'd on crack. He was a crackhead. And I put in the title, Rickey Smiley fell as a father. Here he is wealthy, didn't do good for his son. You know what I'm saying? Didn't take care of him. Too busy trying to compete with Monique and D.L. Hughley trying to be a comedian. Rickey Smiley not that funny. And his son died from an OD from crack, allegedly. And Rickey Smiley didn't do nothing about it. He was a terrible father. And he was too busy trying to be a comedian, trying to be the next Bernie Mac. And his son was getting hooked on crack. He did nothing for him. So he was a failure. And people were posting the comment, oh, he wasn't a failure. You did it. I said he was a failure. His son died from crack, and he didn't do nothing to stop it. His mother was a sorry mother. She didn't do a good job. She failed as a mother. If your son passed away from crack, cocaine, and OD, you are as a failure as a parent. Your children is a reflection of you. So if your children get hooked on crack and they pass away for cracked OD, you are a failure as a parent. Sorry to say it, but it's the truth. And Rickey Smiley is one of those people. He have always been a sorry person, and I believe he is. And I don't care if he's grieving. I'm still going to give my attitude, and I'm still going to give my show. I understand that he's grieving. Whoop-de-doo. I give him a couple of Kleenex. He wasn't grieving on the Today Show. He wasn't grieving when he was live on IG. He wasn't grieving when he was getting recorded and had them cameras in his son front of him while he was in there shouting with Leandria Johnson, another drunk, was up there singing. She a drunk. She ain't got she may got a talent and a skill set, but she's a drunk because one time she got drunk on camera. Whatever her Leandra John, whatever her name is, she got drunk. So he's a failure. And so I put that in the title, and people were just coming at me and dragging me, and I said, that's my opinion. You get your own show. You have your own show, and you talk about your own show. You can't get mad at I have my opinion. He was a bad father. And if you don't like my advice, then sit on down, get you a camera, you start your own show. And you say he was a good father. All right? We dropped the link for Rickey Smiley. We ain't scared of him. He was a bad father. Why didn't you put your son in a good rehab? You got all that money. What you spending that money on? You should have put your son in a great rehabilitation center. See, one thing that I admire about Halle Berry when she played in Losing Isaiah, she got off of that crack. That's one thing I love about her. Did that to that son, and she put her son in a garbage can, in a box. And I love the fact that she was able to get clean. But Rickey couldn't do it. Losing Isaiah is the name of the movie. I'm sorry, Losing Isaiah. But Rickey Smiley couldn't save his son. He needs to sit down. And I called the radio station. I called the radio station. I said, y'all need to remove him because he develops crack babies. And then when he have the crack baby, they become adults, and he throw them to the side. So he don't need to have a morning show. Give that morning show to me, because I don't have children that's on crack. And if they was on crack, you go to rehab. He failed as a father. And if you don't like it, you can sit on down, get in your car, get your camera, and go live. Knowing that he failed. And I ain't trying to talk about him bad, but it's the truth. He died on crack. He was a crackhead. So if he should have got off that crack and Rickey Smiley got all that money, what you spending it on? You was a comedian. You made a lot of money. You don't stop doing for your children because of 18. That's a life contract. Who cares he was grown? You still got money. You still use him for clicks and views on a reality show. You still use him on all that. Who cares? You as a father, you don't throw your child away because they grown. No. You're supposed to be there for your child until forever. That's a life contract. You don't stop being a parent because they 19, 30-something years old. You always a parent. That is a life contract. You know that's a life contract. And that's why I put it on here right now. And people are saying, Wiley, why you saying that about Rickey Smiley? You don't got kids. My kids ain't gonna be on crack. They're gonna be billionaires. Woo! I felt that right then and there. They're gonna be CEO, preachers, and prophets. He failed as a father. So that's why I'm saying this to y'all here. And I'm sorry that I'm in the car. I'm not on camera because the kids making a lot of noise. They kids. They making a lot of noise. And every time I come in there, I got to play and everything like that. They don't like to watch TV. They want to play and stuff. So I said, I come in the car. And I felt in my spirit, woke up this morning. I said, he's a failure. I talked to my team. My team said, you did a good on that thumbnail and that title. I said, he's a failure. They said, are you mad? What if Rickey Smiley won't invite you on the show? I said, he never had to invite me on the show because I got my own show. And I reach more people than he reached in that reality show. It's weird anyhow. You got a woman, don't know if she want to be a woman or a man. She didn't have that. I'm talking about the brat. She didn't have that baby by no other woman. A man have to get involved. Uh-oh, they don't like this type of teaching. So she didn't have that baby by that woman. A man. Seed had to be planted in an egg. That means somebody, either they have to jerk in a cup or they had to drip in a cup, but something had to happen in order for a seed to develop, and the seed had to get into the crevices of that egg to develop into life. That means a man had to get involved. You taking a picture with your wife. Where the man at? Where's the daddy? Because last time I checked, 2 women can't make no babies. Last time I checked, 2 men can't make no babies. So where's the picture of the man? That man should be holding that baby. I know I'm talking right now. I know y'all don't like that type of teaching, but where's the man? Because in order to have that baby inside you, it took a man. It took a man. Where the man at? So, of course, that radio show is a disaster. You got one woman in that thinking that a woman is pregnant, and a man did that. And I'll be like, hold on, Sister Brat. I know we on the morning show, but where the man at? I think it's an insult to take a picture with 2 women and you don't put that man in there. Because you wouldn't have that child if it wasn't for that man. Come on, somebody. Where the man at? So, I know they don't like this type of teaching. So back to Brother Rickey Smiley. Brother Smiley, you are a failure as a father. When you wake up, just say it out your mouth, I'm a failure. Because that's what you is. You sat there trying to clean it up. You was a bad father, wasn't hardly there for your son. You started getting with him in the 8th grade. You need to be in your son's life when he was a baby. When he was a baby at 1 year old. You don't just come in your son's life when he in high school. It's too late. He's already developed as a crackhead. I just had the baby. I brought her in my house when he was in 8th grade. Where were you at when he was 1 year old? Where were you at when he was 2 years old? You were too busy worried about your career, standing up with that microphone, and he was putting the crack pipe in his mouth. You a failure. While you was putting the microphone on your lips, he was putting that crash pipe in his lips. So I'm saying it right then and there. And if you don't like it, you can hit the link and call in. I ain't gonna overtalk you. I promise you I'm not gonna overtalk you, because if you come on, I'm gonna put myself on mute and allow you to call in. But if you have a son that OD'd on crack, you a failure as a mother. If you have a son or a daughter that OD'd on crack, you was a failure as a father. I said it. And if you don't like it, you can hit the link. I don't mind having a conversation and dialogue with you. Come on. Tell him to hit the link. We ain't scared of no Rickey Smiley. He's a failure as a father. Country and a failure. You from the country. Country folks supposed to be good fathers. If you in Alabama and country folks supposed to be a good father, how you from Birmingham, Alabama, a failure? And if they don't call in, guess what? I'm still gonna tell it like it is. I don't care if you don't call in, because I'm still gonna keep it real, because it's called the Wiley Show. It ain't called the Wiley Call-In Show. It's called the Wiley Show, meaning you want to hear what Wiley got to say. I'm telling the truth. If I don't get a caller, you call and you hear what Wiley got to say. I don't have to beg you to call in. If you don't call in, I'm still going to keep it real. Oh, you shouldn't have said that about Rickey. You should have said that about Rickey Smiley. It's my truth. You can have your true. Last time I checked, in the First Amendment right, you have the right and freedom of speech. It's my freedom of speech. Well, what if Rickey Smiley try to sue you? Let him sue you. I'ma say, Your Honor, he's a failure. Why you say that, son? Because his son died from crack. And he wasn't there and didn't put him in rehab. He'd get the best rehab, the best medication to help his son. He didn't do it. He was too busy chasing men like Storm Monroe, chasing these men and sleeping with men, need to come on out the closet. And that's why he's a failure, because he's too busy trying to give that pee to these men, allegedly, and he forget about his own son. He failed as a father. He too busy trying to eat somebody's bread basket, and he failed as a father. He too busy trying to eat somebody's bread basket. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Give me a second. We got somebody backstage. We doing so. We just gonna take the callers while we on this subject, and then we're gonna get to our other subject. So give me a second here. I'm on the air.
Hey, Wiley, what is going on tonight? I am lost. Like, what is really happening here?
Did Rickey Smiley's son die from crack? How you lost?
But I'm just trying to understand how that's a reflection of Rickey Smiley. I mean, there's tons of directions we want children to go in, but it doesn't always pan out that way. I don't understand how this is a direct reflect. I mean, this just sounds so judgy. And then now you're talking about what's the Brad? And I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, it just sounds so judgy.
Don't you judge people?
Well, it's just so ironic to me. Listen, I've been following you for years, and it's like I don't know what direction this is going in. I mean, is this a reflection of you, or you try? Is this who you are? Or is this a persona?
It's me keeping it real. His son died from crack, and that father wasn't there. And I judge people every day. When you see that sexy man, oh, he's sexy. That's a judgment. It's a good judgment, but you judge him. So it is what it is. So I'm just giving an opinion, giving clicks and views, and you called in. You rarely ever call into the show. You've been watching, but you never called in. I haven't heard your voice in a long time. When Rickey Smiley was on the Today Show, all I saw a stench of a failure. His breath smelled like a failure. His existence is a failure. His son died from crack, and the father couldn't help him because he was too busy chasing men and then spend that stand-up money for his son. As a father, you're supposed to be with your child from birth. You don't let it just lay up on the mother and why you go chase other women and men.
I think that you grew up in the church. I think that everybody is able for redemption. I'm sure that he has worked with his son and his child to try to kick their habits. And, I think that Rickey is hurting. I think the whole family's hurting. I think that, like, that's like people that, may die by suicide. And there's always in the back of their head, like, what could I have done? Is there more I could have done? I don't think anybody wishes on this on anyone, but ultimately it's the child's responsibility. I mean, this is stuff he did. That's like if someone ODs on drugs, it's like, okay, was it a mistake or was it like suicide? If you do drugs by yourself, is it suicide? I mean, the only thing stopping you from it being a suicide is someone being there to administer Narcan. So come on now. You silly if you're doing drugs by yourself. All I'm saying is that I don't get the whole judgy piece of it. I don't know that he failed as a father. I think everybody has challenges. I think all families are not as cookie cutter. And as much as we want things to be black and white, we all operate in the gray area. Everything about life is gray. So I don't know. I'm just praying for that brother. And, I don't know. This is a different approach for you. I'm hoping that you can kind of lighten up a little bit. I mean, it seems like you ruffling a lot of feathers in the comment section.
You know what? My job is to ruffle fellas with truth because it went to your down to your insides and you called in. We did plenty subjects and I haven't heard your voice in years. And I thank you, brother, for calling in. We just disagree because I don't think, are you a crackhead?
No, I'm not.
Do you have a son that's on crack?
No, I don't. But I'm actually in the process of, surrogacy. So, to hear you say these things about the bread is so disheartening.
It's not
It's called
disheartening.
IV.
What I said was
It is because it's
scientific
called
facts.
IVF. You want to sit here and preach and talk about there needs to be a man. What are you talking about? Aren't you gay?
No, sir. What I am going
Oh,
to
you've been
say to you,
delivered.
no, I never said I was being delivered. What I will say
Okay,
is
so how do you
this.
identify?
I identify as bi, but what I'm saying is when you having
Oh,
a baby
okay.
and it's two women, don't a man supposed to be in the picture? Where the man at? That's what I'm talking about. Where the man at? Because it take a man.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about that? I mean, there's plenty of women out here who it started out with them having a man in their life, and then sometimes shit don't go like as it's planned. What I'm saying is that yeah, we know it takes a man, but as you know, all families are unconventional. Some families are just unconventional. You can create your own family. You knew that when you left Chicago. Didn't your family push you out of Chicago?
But it's not an understanding of that. And I get that. What I'm talking about, if two men say they having a child, where the women, because it's going to take a woman, something got to be birthed. You can't get it from a robot, right? It's going to take the opposite of sex to have a child. So I think it's disheartening to the man that deposit his seed in the egg and they're not putting him on the platform. What a man at?
Let me ask you this. Are you okay, brother?
I'm doing wonderful and fine. I'm passionate because I'm very, very passionate. What you need to be telling Jaguar is she all right. She the one that's playing with weapons and going to eat her son ashes. We ain't doing none of that. What we saying to none other than Rickey Smiley, he needs to tell the world that he's a failure as a father.
Oh man. All right. Well, you know what? Listen, it has been. You're right. We haven't spoken in a while. I'm going to continue to listen on. I'm going to get off so I can make some room for anyone else. Thanks for having
But
me.
I
And
do want to wish you success because you said you are looking to having children and stuff like that. And I think that's an honor and a privilege. But I hope and pray that you have the mother involved in the child's life as well, because there's nothing like a mother in the child of a child's house. The mother is the foundation of the world. You have a mama. So I hope if you do have it, that you have a great relationship with the woman and that the child will know that he or she got a mama.
you know what? And you know what? I hope what I just heard was an open invitation for me to come back so we can actually unpack some of the ignorance that exists within the community and outside of the community as it relates to same gender loving and as it relates to adoption and surrogacy, because that's not ultimately accurate. And so yeah, we definitely can unpack some things because it seems you seem a little lost and misguided. But yes.
How's I'm lost if you need mama? I'm saying, where the mama at? When a child being born, they need to know they got a mama.
Let me tell you something. Listen. I don't know where your parents were, but it seems like you chose the church at one point, didn't you?
I did. Boy, I have a
And
mama.
and
I have a
and,
mama,
and,
and I know who my mama is.
and where
And
did
I
the church?
wasn't born with two mamas and two daddies and stuff like that. They need to know who the mama is. Where's mama? I want to talk to mama. And you as that father going to explain to them that you like a man, that you just have two daddy, that mama is just developed and just took cash to have you. You got to explain that to your child.
Let me tell you something. Life could be a lot worse than you sitting here wondering why you don't have a mother and a father. Could always be a lot worse. But again, we'll have another conversation. You be well, good brother.
But send me an email because I want to talk to you about that. And it's a great conversation. I want you to join my town hall next Saturday. Actually, this Saturday coming up. We're going to be talking about, would you support your child transitioning at the age of 13? And you're a part of the community. I don't know if you're a top or a bottom. You could be verse. I'll get verse vibes. I could be wrong because I've been out of the lifestyle for a little while. You could be verse, or you're a top or bottom or verse.
You know what? It's been so long, I forgot.
You're probably okay. If I want you to join that panel next week, brother, you been
That's
falling. You know I'm a little crazy.
you know what? You be well. Be safe. Bye.
All right, bye bye. Oh man. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, we got a lot of people in here with this Rickey Smiley. Okay. Get chat.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
See, Wiley? Now, every time I start, see, there you go again. Wiley, stop it. Stop. Now, your audience ain't be up. Remember when you did that commentary on Carry On Franklin? And I said that it should have took for Larry Reid to try to step in. It didn't matter what he did. That was that man's father. And he should help him through. Now, I see some of them same people that was dragging me, telling me, now you let that child go out and make their own decisions after you done tried. Now that ain't on that man to do this. And now they in agreement with you that Rickey Smiley was a bad dad because people feel like he didn't take the necessary precautions to get his son off of drugs or whatever. Stop it, Wiley. Stop evoking emotions tonight, okay? Stop.
You want me to stop doing that, sister? I can't,
do,
because
Wiley.
he's a failure. His son died on crack, and instead of him being in his son's life, he was too busy getting jokes and having laughter and playing with people, bread baskets, and sleeping with men, allegedly. But where was he when his son was on crack? He was too busy being famous. He was too busy living in his apartment in Dallas while his son was sucking on that pipe and out there in the South, out there in Birmingham, Alabama. He died from crack. Where was his father? His father was too busy with the brat and his woman having a child, and he wasn't worried about his child.
Wiley, you on one tonight. Why? Stop it, please. You know that ain't this man found that this boy was on these drugs. You know you can get your child all the help you try to. You know crack is a really serious demon. And baby, that demon will come out and fight you, steal from you, rob you, make you scared to even talk to him. We don't know what Rickey Smiley was dealing with personally with his son. Stop it, Wiley. Stop. You know that ain't that man's fault. Why are you doing this to us tonight?
I just felt in my spirit, and I'm so glad you called in, sister, because you haven't called in a while. But you don't believe that he's a failure. Are you on crack? Do you have any crack babies?
No, I don't have any crack babies, but I do come from a background, where people first it started off with heroin, and then after I think about the late 70s, I heard my mom say crack came on the scene, and she said that crack was a better high for her. And so she stuck with crack. And so I was raised under a crackhead my entire childhood. And then I have my mom's sister who, my aunt, I never seen her drink a beer, smoke a cigarette or anything. And my cousin, well, she went through a whole lot in her childhood, and now as a full adult woman, I know why. Because I'm like, why did she get on crack? Because their life was so much better than ours. And me or none of my siblings, we didn't choose crack because we grew up firsthand around it, so we already knew, like, oh, whatever you go through, you just bet not never think that drugs is the way out, because we've seen what it did. But my cousin, who on the other hand, who had a way better life than we had, she, to this day, she's on crack. And I remember my aunt used to, she would go in and out of rehab. She would go to jail, and she would write to the judge, and they would send her to the, little rehabs through the prison system. And then she put money together to put her in rehab, but she just, I don't know. She just wanted to smoke crack. And my auntie was a God-fearing woman. And she never did drugs, but her daughter did. And you know, it's just something that I could never understand. I'm like, y'all seen what we went through with your auntie on drugs. Why would you then go out and be on drugs? But that's the choice that she chose to make. And my auntie tried her best to aid her daughter, and it just never worked until she put it in her mind. I think my cousin has now been clean for maybe 12 years. Maybe it could be 9, but I think it is 12. And she's been clean some time now, but it was a decision that she made. But I did see my aunt, you know, as a child when I was graduating high school. I remember my auntie like going through all of these desperate measures, like trying to get her daughter out the street, and she would go to rehab. She would do good for like 3 to 6 months, or maybe probably 2 or 3 months. I think I'm stretching it with 6 months. And then she would just relapse. So, I mean, I'm not a crackhead. Me and my siblings are not crackheads, but we did grow up under a crackhead. So I think I can speak to it.
I'm so sad that you went through that.
Yeah, I mean, it
And
is what it is because it made me a stronger individual. It forced me to prepare for life earlier. It forced me not to be green, and especially with the way that this world is. I mean, I'm not happy that I grew up like that, but a lot of my friends who were kind of sheltered, they are, I'm like, y'all seen what I went through. I was always spending the night over y'all house, and y'all parents were trying to take up time with me, and now y'all on powder and pills. I mean, they my friends. I grew up with them. Their parents tried to help with me, so I don't judge them. And, you know, coming from a household being raised up under someone who indulged in crack, I just don't feel like I would be the person to try to judge anyone anyway for that. So I would never judge, but it just always confuses me. Like, how can you grow up with like everything that you need and you still go out and choose to do this? I don't know. I could never figure that out. But I don't know. I don't know too much about Rickey Smiley and his son's situation. Um, but I wouldn't say that it's his fault, Wiley. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. Maybe there is some truth to what you're saying, that maybe he was probably guilty of abandonment, trying to grow his career. And that spirit of neglect puts you around different friends doing different things, and he probably picked it up there. And I do agree that, you know, especially since he has resources, Mr. Smiley, you know, he should have reached out to try to get his son off crack. But in the event, I mean, we don't know if he did. So I can't just say that he failed him as a father. So I have to disagree tonight, Wiley. You know, me and you been on point the last couple of weeks, but I'm gonna have to take I disagree with the commentary tonight.
you know what, sister? One thing I love about you is that you disagree, and that's fine, because in this world we're not gonna always agree. I
Cool.
mean, we always gonna have it like that. But I'm glad you're not on crack. Are you sure you're not a crackhead?
Wiley, stop picking at me. You know darn well I'm not a crackhead.
I just
Stop
want to
it.
know. So you never taste
Wiley,
crack?
Wiley. Now you stop. You know,
Okay.
Wiley, stop. You know I am not a crackhead.
Oh, okay. I just want to.
He
I
said,
want
"Are
to
you
make
sure?"
sure.
Shannon, did you hear him? You know the one show I always called it. He talking about, "Are you sure you're not a
I just want to make
crackhead?"
sure. I got
Stop,
to ask
Wiley.
these things.
Wiley, stop now. You didn't even have to go there. That was mean. Apologize to me, Wiley.
All
That was
right.
mean.
I apologize right there. I just want to
Stop
make
it.
sure.
I
I got
just
to
told
ask
you
you.
I growed up with a crack addicted mother now. You think I'm gonna
I just
go
want to
out and
know. I
smoke
don't
some
know. Because
dope
maybe
and
could have.
take my babies? You hear these babies hollering all the time and everything in the background. What you used to tell me, put the babies to sleep before you call my show. You got the nerve to be calling up here trying to check me by my commentary at 1 o'clock at night that baby won't get off my line. You think I can smoke some crack? Stop it, Wiley. You trolling tonight. Stop, Wiley. Let me go back in the bushes because I'm mad there. Bye, Wiley.
Don't be mad. Don't be
I'm
mad.
mad.
You come.
I'm mad. You don't say that. You know I ain't no crack.
Okay. All
Bye.
right. You coming? Is you coming to Vegas?
No, see, you said you was doing something here in Dallas. You know, me and you both live in
Oh
Dallas. You said
yeah.
you was
Okay.
gonna do the
Okay. We
gun
gonna do
race
the
because
gun
I do
race.
want to talk to you about some business stuff though. But you don't have anything for people to contact you if they want to get in contact
Oh
with you
yes,
about
ma'am. I
business.
do. I do, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have my email address. I can post at wileyshow@gmail.com. You can contact me
Okay.
there.
I'm gonna email you from okay, I'm just gonna email you. I'm just
Okay.
gonna email
Yes,
because I
ma'am.
don't want nobody to think I'm clout chasing off your
Okay.
camera or
Okay.
anything.
I'll be looking forward to your email. I have my phone on me and everything. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, then I'm gonna go back in the bushes. Do you stop trolling us tonight, Wiley? Bye.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. We got so many people to speak on this subject. Okay. Wow. All I can say is wow, wow, wow. Hello. We got somebody from Facebook. Hello. TRAVIEAR. Hello. You there? I can't hear you. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, how you doing, Wiley?
Doing well.
I love you, Wiley.
Love you.
First of all, I do
Can
have
you
two
mute?
kids.
Can you mute me? Can you mute me in the back, please?
Hold on.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I do have, hold on, 2 kids, right? And no, we not addicted to crack. I did have a father. I do.
Okay, you cut off. You said you did have a father. Okay, you cut off. How did you say you did have a father? Hold on. Can you hear me? 1 second, you guys.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You said you did have a father.
I said I do have a father that's been on drugs my whole life, and I'm 42 years old.
Okay.
And it's crazy because you can go through all the measures. And my kids personally is not on drugs, but I did have friends and cousins that died because of drugs. You can go through the extremes. I know Rickey Smiley. I follow him personally. I don't know him personally, but I do know that he did a lot of measures putting his son in rehabs over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. You there, ma'am? You cut off again, ma'am. 1 second, you're backstage. Ma'am, you said Rickey Smiley did a lot to help his son. Ma'am, are you there? She cut off again.
I keep cutting off. I'm not moving anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's probably you got you on the Wi-Fi or something or what?
No, I'm on my phone.
Okay, go ahead again. You said he did a lot to help his
He did a
son.
lot to help his son. He was in and out of rehab a lot. They even went to see a counselor, a psychiatrist several times. So he was in his son's life. He helped him out a whole lot, tremendously. But it's up to them to want to do better. It's up to them, to want to have a better life for themselves. All we can do is try to nurture them and guide them in the right direction. But it's always up to them. They're not going to come out of this trance unless they're ready. You know what I mean? Like when you have your own kids, trust and believe me, I have a 22-year-old and I have a 16-year-old. And when you have your own.
Okay, she cut off again. She said, well, I have my own kids. We're going to wait till she come back. I don't know if it's me or her.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. You said when you have
Yeah.
your own
I
kids.
have my own kids. You can do everything. You can raise them right to your best of your abilities, put them in church, make them in good schools. You can do everything you can do to try to build a better life for your children. But they're going to do what they want to do when they're not in your presence. You know what I'm saying? And even when you was growing up, when I was growing up, we experimented. We did things. Maybe things wouldn't, because our parents did certain things, you know what I'm saying? We didn't try to go down that road, but we probably went to another road. We probably tried to smoke weed. We probably tried to drink. You know what I'm saying? And that leads to other things when that's not coping right for you. So, I mean, as parents, we can only try to do what's best for our kids, but our kids is going to do what they want to do regardless. But we have to try to steer them in the right direction. And I think Rickey did do that because he had that boy in going several times to rehab. He had them going to see a psychiatrist together. They had bigger problems outside of him being on drugs. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say he failed as a father because he did take steps to do what he had to do for his son. It's just that his son wasn't ready to stop.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so very much for calling and giving us the experience. I'm sorry that you had to go through that with your father and that experience. I'm definitely praying for you on that. Thank you, ma'am, for giving your opinion. And we might not agree because I still believe he's a failure as a father, but I'm glad you were able to give your point of view. Are you Rickey Smiley assistant?
Yep, I sure am. He paid me every day too. And just like you about to be paying me, because you up here talking about it take a man and a woman. But Riley, we all know that just because you was raised in a house with a mother and a father don't mean that everything is going to be all right. Maybe two men can raise a child better.
All right, that's a point across right there.
Yeah, you maybe two women can raise a child better. Maybe two men can raise a child better, but we won't know unless they come out. Because these people, men and women, been raising kids all their lives, and we got some terrible kids around here. So if it can be a change in the atmosphere or switch, then let them do what they got to do. Long as that kid is taken care of, and long as that kid is loved and supported, that's all that matters.
Thank you so
In
very
my
much.
humble opinion. But I love
No,
you, Riley. I'm about to
no,
go back in the
love
bushes.
you, man, because I haven't heard your voice in a while. So
I know,
I'm
but
doing.
I've been in the bushes and I follow you and I donate and I have I voted for you and everything. So I'm
Yeah!
around. I'm around. Don't play me. I'm around always.
Yes, ma'am. You are a producer for real.
I got you, baby.
Love you. Bye bye.
Love you too. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. We're gonna move on. We had other people that wanted to hit the link, but we don't see it for them at all. Because you ain't gonna try to come on this show for no clout. Hit the cash app. You wanna come on for clout. All right, so we're gonna move on. Wow, we've been on here for a whole hour on that Rickey and Smiley comment. So that's what we're gonna do. When we on that particular subject, I open up the phone lines before we transition because we have other folks backstage, but we don't see it for them, and they're no longer welcome over here in the Wiley Show. Okay, you got to pay to come back over here. So go on back over here with the other folks. Don't come back over here at the Wiley Show. You're blocked. Don't come backstage because you ain't gonna come on the Wiley Show. I'm sorry, you're blocked. All right. Now you want to come on home to Brother Wiley. You got to hit that cash out. You got to write that 3-page letter, double space. All right. Okay, let's move on. No, I would have brought them on. They hung up. I guess they wanted me to bring them on fast. Okay, let's move on. Double space. Man. Oh, man. Give me a second. Where are we going? Give me a second here. I got to talk about this subject. Oh, hold on. Okay. Whew. King of Reeds and Armon. These are my King of Reeds and I've been cool for years. I've actually known King of Reeds probably longer than Armon. King of Reeds actually knew Jonathan. They were friends at one point, and I met King of Reeds. He used to go by Justin J1232, but Armon was talking about his HIV status and said, call him F words. And so I talked to the King of Reeds and he said that he's fat phobia. He's HIV phobia. He was the same in all these phobias, and he said he don't see it for Armon. He said he think that he's against trans women phobia. A lot of things he was saying phobia. And so, he said he just doesn't see it for him. And I tried to get them on a 3-way. King Reed said no, he don't want to talk to him at all. And she said he just trashed because look how he came from my status. And he don't want to talk to him. I think Armon was upset because King of Reeds talked about him. And King of Reeds did a tweet years ago. He said on my birthday, if y'all can, let Armon page go down for his birthday. That was one of his birthday wishes. And I think ever since then, Armon felt some type of way. Even during the Facebook days, Armon felt some type of way about the phobia. Armon felt some type of way. No, Jesse J felt some type of way about the phobia. His AKA King of Reeds. And so I think me and Armon, we in a good space, man. We in a good space. Like I told King of Reeds, I said, hey, we in a good space. He unblocked me. I unblocked him. I don't think he got me unblocked from YouTube, but I think we're in a good space. So hopefully one day we can have a conversation, a sit down conversation on YouTube, live stream. I can come to his city. I can be in his studio and everything like that. I think it would be good, some good clicks and views. How many of y'all would love to see Armon and Wiley have a conversation, a face-to-face conversation, either on my channel or on his channel? How would y'all love to see that? Him come on my show or I come on his show? How many of y'all would love to see that? Let me know in the chat. How many of y'all would love to see that? For Armon to come on my show or he come in a face-to-face on camera, face-to-face. Press 1 in the chat if you would love to see that. Press 1 in the chat. You would love to see that face-to-face. Armon and Wiley face-to-face for the first time in history. He come on the Wiley Show face-to-face, on camera, face-to-face, on camera. Just the first time we meet in history. Oh, on camera. I felt that. On camera. How many of y'all would love to see that? All right. How many of y'all would love to see that? Would love to see that on camera. How many of y'all would love to see that? It's on camera, face to face. I didn't say to be friends. I said face to face. Woo, I felt that right there. Face to face, on camera. Who want to see that? I said face to face. Somebody said a boxer. I'm in a super heavyweight. I'm in a super heavyweight. So y'all can call in. I think, Armon, you need to apologize to King of Reeds because you brought up his status. That's what you need to apologize for. Because you talked about that man's status. You talked about that man's status. Hey, Justin J, this is Wiley from the Wiley Show. Listen, brother, I'm live right now. If you want to give a statement about Armon Wiggins live on the show, I said I was going to call you. We live. I know you don't recognize this number, but this is my second number. You can call my new number. You can call me right now. We would love to have that conversation. I'm about to call Armon Wiggins and see if he want to give a statement as well, and see what he have to say as well, and see if he want to give a statement as well. So, brother, when you wake up, I don't want you to think this is phone phobia. I don't want you to think it's phone phobia. I'm leaving this in love. So if you want to listen, I don't want you to think I'm phobia or anything like that. So if you're available to call me back, please send me back with love. There is no love phobia. This is love. Okay. So let me call Armon and see if Armon Wiggins will answer my phone number. If he will answer. This is with love. This is live, you guys. I'm calling him. This is live. This is live. If he answered the phone, we could get this result. Hey, Armon, this is Wiley. Can you hear me? Hello. He hung up. Armon Wiggins hung up the phone. He hung up the phone. Breaking news. He hung up the phone. I'm trying to get it clear between Justin J and Armon Wiggins. And he hung up the phone. So I did my job. See, let me break this down. I did my job. He hung up. So I'm trying to get clear of the phobia. I'm trying to get clear of the phobia. And he hung up. All I wanted is an apology or a statement about the phobia and try to get it clear. All right? And he hung up. And I was going to ask him the questions. Why they hang up on Wiley? You met up with Larry Reed, a whole panel. You met up with Larry. So I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. I felt like since he unblocked me from Twitter, since he unblocked me from IG, we can have a conversation. I'm a part of the media. You call everybody else, answer the phone. So, you guys, in my clothes, I did my job. I did my job, and I got hung up on. So when y'all tell me to call to bring the phobia with the Armon Wiggins together, I can't do it because they don't answer. Jason J didn't answer me. I guess because we did the video, I said I ain't gonna play the recording. I'll just do the video. We just need a statement, Armon, because what you said was wrong. T.S. Madison, you supposed to be an activist. How do you feel that Armon was talking about somebody's status and you too busy talking about a woman should be able to change at 13 years old? Are you gonna call out Armon Wiggins for being negative to a person of them being positive? Are you calling out that T.S. Madison? Where you at, Maddie? You know where to be found. Where your statement at? Last time I checked, Justin J is in the community. Where you at? Nowhere to be found. I told you she was a fake activist. No statement. He said something derogatory towards that status. And I remember when Tasha K said something negative to Bobby Light status and said that he had hashtag said something about his blood, and she said that the man's blood was dirty. And yeah, it was a whole pushback by Armon. But then Armon said it out of the same lips and said that about Justin J. But it was no pushback. Where's the pushback? Where's the T.S. Madison? Where's the activist? She quiet. She too busy at Buffalo Wild Wings eating chicken wings, barbecue wings. She too busy stuffing them cheeks and that face, eating Miss Mary collard greens and baked chicken and cornbread. She too busy eating. Where's she at with the activists talking about Armon Wiggins when he talked about that man's status? Come on, somebody. So, in my clothes, let me take this caller. It's a caller backstage. It's a person hit the link. We only doing the link. Let's bring the person on. Hello, chit chat.
See, she decided to holler at as soon as you brought me on.
Oh, it's okay. What you wanted to say?
Shannon, hold on, Wiley, hold on.
Okay. Yes. Where's Maddie? Send Maddie the number. She talked about everybody else. She supposed to be the activist. She was quiet. Fake activist. Fake.
Okay, I'm back, Wiley.
Okay.
Thank you, my brother.
You welcome.
Thank you. Because when I saw that was so mean of Armon. To see, he is very I just can't even. This is what he said that bothered me, because I think it came on my YouTube feed when he was arguing with Big Sexy, and he was addressing all these people that in his opinion coming for him, which is why he's just a double standard individual and had no right to come at Lotto, because they were not coming for you, Armon. They see a talent in you, and they were giving you what you call constructive criticism. But because you sit at the top of this imaginary hill that only exists in your head, anytime anyone doesn't say anything you like, you have to lash out, become demonic and satanic, and say ugly things. He said that Justin J was somehow mad because Justin J has become, well, King of Reeds has become compromised. And I knew exactly what he was talking about. when he used the word compromised. You were saying that this man was somehow compromised as if he was some type of FBI secret undercover agent who his tail had been red flagged in the system, all because he has HIV. Sir, it is not 1970 anymore. It is not the early 90s or the early 2000s. Um, I worked for Optum RX, and I dispensed millions and billions of HIV medication on a day-to-day basis for hours and hours, and it was very common. People would call my line, Wiley. They wouldn't sound depressed. They wouldn't sound like their life was over. And I've worked in customer service in that field with MetaFast, where people who are suffering from obesity. Now that was a different sector of customer service at a corporate level. We didn't have to get through those calls fast, because those people sometimes will call us and be in a great depression because they just felt like they couldn't lose this weight and they had all these medical problems. And then you swap out the field, and I'm working at a pharmaceutical call center where we were dispensing HIV medication, and these people sounded so happy. They were just happy that medication had sped up like it did, and that people could live happier, longer lives with this virus. They know the reality of it was no longer, oh, you're going to live about 10 to 12 years after you find out you're HIV positive and you're just off the face of the planet. And for Armon to sit there and say that that man had somehow become compromised because he had HIV was very ugly. It was very nasty. And I'm serious. I thank you, because these people on YouTube, they just like Kingery said, they act like the Adele meme when he addressed Nicki Minaj and her bars for bringing that up. Y'all sitting around while this buffoonery is going on, and y'all acting like the Adele meme, like y'all don't see anything because y'all are scared to call Armon out. And you know what, Mr. Armon, because just like you answered that phone a while ago because you knew Wiley's number, but when you picked up that somehow he was on air with his callers, because you dare not have anyone think that you actually talk to Mr. Wiley, you hurry up and click the phone really, really fast. So I know that you can hear this. You sat there and you said that that brother was compromised, and you don't like brother King of Reeds, also known as Justin J1232, because he is against everything that your commentary stands for. He is about not only uplifting the LGBTQIA community, but also uplifting black women as we stand. His commentary is about, we cannot leave them at the dinner table now that we have certain rights that they don't have. We gotta bring them along, just like they set us at the dinner table when there was no such thing as LGBTQIA community. And he is for loving on his chocolate, very dark, melanated, brown skinned sisters. And you cannot stand that, man. You were mad because brother Kingery said, I told y'all that Armon Wiggins was a problem. And Armon, I tried with your commentary. I tried. You have a great talent. You're very talented. No one can take that from you. You do have influence. You are getting the views number wise. But how long would you remain in this game without the relationships? And you see your girl Nicki Minaj going through this. This woman is the highest paid female rap artist. She's knocked down doors that not even my mother, Miss Lil Kim, has not managed to knock down. And you know I'm Lil Kim down. You know I don't do Nicki Minaj. You know I'm Lil Kim down. But because she does not have the respect and the relationships amongst her peers in the industry, her plateau will only go so far. So do you want to be that way, Armand, when you feel like you can just poop on everybody in this industry and you just can't listen? What was wrong with him saying that you was a problem? Why? I mean, you were being a problem. That was very nasty the way that you handled Lotto. That was very nasty. And then you tried to make a mockery out of Mr. Big Sexy, and he got up there and checked you real good in old fashioned. You tried to make it seem like, see, you can't take people like Saucy Santana, brother Big Sexy, and brother Mr. King of Reason. Let me tell you why you can't take them, Armon. Because see, just like you said on your panel and use this word aesthetically pleasing, and how women have this trans aesthetic. See, you are a brother that is all about aesthetics and images and looks. And so because the European population says that, well, you must be thin and slender with bright light white teeth, you must be cookie cutter to enter this industry. You cannot take the fact that Mr. Saucy Santana, Mr. Big Sexy, and Mr. King of Reeds and Brother Wiley are eating on the same platform you are on. And when I seen you, Mr. Brother Wiley, step in that room with that mayor when you did your live, I think you were in Chicago. You had to be. The,
Absolutely.
and
Yes, ma'am.
see, because see, Mr. Media, I'm not a blogger. I'm a media personality. See, the one who you said looks like he's about to fart. See, he just showed you a big major media move. That's a mayor running for mayor, Armand. See, when you sit back and you say people look like they about to fart, and they are the underdog. But see, the one who you said looked like he's see. You just went to a Tory Lanez trial and sat on the bench with all the other YouTubes and bloggers. You were not singled out with the media where they say, oh, get brother Armand singing him out of all them. He's the media personality. No, boo-boo. You were sitting over there with the YouTube bloggers. But you see how you said brother Wally looked like he's about to fort, and he was sitting over there with a mayor. And baby, let me tell you, that brother that he was sitting with, he wasn't no joke. He wasn't no low ball. He wasn't no just whatever. Don't nobody know him. Oh no, baby, he's very known. He's very prominent. And guess what? That was in the direction of someone on their way to be a media personality and retire from blogging. When you get the respect of an upcoming mayor that says, oh, bring him on. I've seen his wretched YouTube commentary. Still bring him on. Why nobody doing that for you, brother Armand? But you like to look down on people. Then you try to confront Mr. Big Sexy and say, oh, he don't wipe. You do what that man meant. And I'm not endorsing or condoning lack of hygiene in no form or fashion from a woman who have two little boys. I always teach them that taking a bath every day is not a woman thing. I come up after the 1940s. Don't come up in my face time. Only me and my daughter have to take a bath every day. Everybody got to take a bath in the house every day. So by no means am I saying that because Big Sexy made that comment that he shouldn't be held accountable for maybe if he does have poor hygiene. But I get what he was saying. I had a bad day, and I'm not going to alter my answer to answer what Instagram, the world of Facebook and social media wants me to answer when more than half of these people on this app does the same thing. And I live in my reality and truth, and that is part of my reality and truth. So, Mr. Ex-boyfriend, while you're trying to go on these different people's platforms and say that you've seen this about me, you can't take me down because I stand in my truth. And then let me tell you what you can't take about him, that he's a big, fat, funky, nasty, pissy person, as you would like to say. And he has double, quadruple the followers on Instagram as you do. And he stays booked and busy. And he walks in scenes and places that you have not even made it to yet. And baby, let's not even get on Mr. Saucy Santana, because with that deposit your check stuff that you got going, see, you don't have no friend girls or Armand in the game that can kind of like give you a little shine like the City Girls did. So because the like for the City Girls, they automatically like Saucy Santana. So they opened him up to have, openings and availabilities, because guess what the root word is, Mr. Armand, because you perfect. It's called relationship. See how he be, but see, you hate dark black women like a JT or a real aesthetically a pleasing woman like Miss Young Miami. You wouldn't dare get on live and be kitty and catty with a city girls. You wouldn't dare, because see, you have to be the woman in the equation. See, that's what type of fish you are. So you see, you don't know your position as a gay man because you want the position of the one man. And you see how Mr. Saucy Santana know his position as a gay man, and those are his real good girlfriends. And because they not hating on him and he not hating on them, see how those opportunities became available for Mr. Walk him like a dog, sis. Walk him like a dog, Mr. Deposit your check still sitting at 60K, and then you hate on Zachary Campbell. So you don't like these people who are what you say they not aesthetically pleasing because they big, fat, funky, and nasty. And you're some slender, rich guy who lives in downtown LA. So they're automatically gonna pick me. But you're not getting picked for these positions. See, you don't have relationships because you are a mean LGBT person. Yes, you are, and Big Sexy spoke truth to what your personality is. And I want to tell you, I'm serious, Wiley. Thank you. I understand that you and Armon are in a good place. I do. I understand that you on this platform, you need to build relationships and you have to build relationships. But I appreciate you calling him out because that's a despicable person. And let me tell you something. Mr. Big Sexy commentary on you when he said to you, Brother Armand, that you are mean and you are nasty and you spew hate, it aged very well. And I'm going to tell you the real dig on why you've been picking at black women. You've been saying all this stuff. You've been picking at these black female rap artists. You've been doing all this stuff because you know what? You are reaching, you are scrambling, you are the hamster on the wheel because you do not know how to take that. Not only did Jason Lee get that revolt deal, but his views are numbering, and it did not age well when you and your little Conrad Miss Eve tries to say, even with the T, tries to say that he's a nobody and nobody's looking at his commentary. Look like he's booked and busy to me. Looks like people, the views are going up. I subscribe to Revolt. I watch all his interviews. Then I go on YouTube to see what his views are. Seems like everything is, million and plus to me. And if it's not a million, it's on its way to it in a day or two. So he must be a somebody. He needs to stop being so nasty, Brother Wiley. And I didn't mean to get on her and go off like that, but it's almost like he just feels as if because he is sat in a room with certain people and he feels as though he's aesthetically pleasing according to what he says the standard is. These other brothers, such as yourself, Big Sexy, King of Reeds, Zachary Campbell, Saucy Santana, what do all five of y'all have in common? Y'all are not some tender, slim, rich guy that walks around like, oh, I'm like a Will and Grace type, the little Will and Grace type of aesthetic that Will and his little friend gave off Will and Grace. These little skinny, slender, rich guys that lived in, up in New York and some loft, and I'm just fab. No, you're not just fab. You are not. You are very mean and you are nasty and you spew out hate and you do not like black women. And I tried my best to side with you when everybody said you didn't like black women when you did that stuff with OG. You do not like black women when you look more like you could be OG little brother than Cardi B or Nicki Minaj or Lotto little brother. You look more like you could be OG little brother. Let that sink in, my brother. While you always on the other side of the fence defending a Cardi B, a Ice Spice, trying to throw up in mulatto fight face that Ice Spice just came in the game. You look more like OG. Is it sinking in? And just because people are a little past whatever you feel like the weight standard is, does not mean that there is not a seat at the dinner table. It is showing up that there is a seat at the dinner table when we see Brother Wiley get interviews with an up and coming mayor, when we see Saucy Santana in the rooms and get collabs with Madonna, when we see Brother Zachary Campbell, his views on his songs are a million and plus. Streaming numbers are up. When we see Mr. Saucy Santana, I'm sorry, Mr. Big Sexy in the room, instead of booked and being booked and busy with the likes of Candy Burbs, or are you gonna say Candy is a nobody? So
Right.
these people who you say are not aesthetically pleasing because they may not be as thin and slender as you, they
Interesting.
are in these rooms. They're in them. And so what you would like to do is tear their self-esteem down because you feel like you better and you can't stand that they eating off the same dinner table as you. You should learn from them, and you should, like you said, when you and Wiley was collaborating or whatever happened a long time ago on Facebook, we should stay united because then black women will band together against us as gay men. You should keep that mindset, which by the way, Mr. Armon Wiggins, that's not true. Black women love black gay men. We love you guys. We welcome you guys. What we don't like is when you then try to become into some competition with a natural born woman. Other than that, we love you guys. I've been friends with my gay best friend Michael since the first grade. We love you guys. You need to sit back. You need to take a chill pill. You need to understand that you're very talented and that there is a seat at the dinner table for everybody. And the very people who you think are beneath you, they gonna eat out that same dinner table. And if you don't watch it, they gonna eat more than you, and you will come to a plateau. That's why your commentary is so mean and despicable, because you are doing what you call provoking commentary. You're trying to provoke emotion. But thank you, Brother Wiley.
Thank you so very much for calling in and having your support about that. You broke it down. Thank you, ma'am. And I will see you in the next time you call in. This has been the first time ever you called into the show. So, I mean, not the first time. It's been a while since you was long-winded in the show. Thank you.
I didn't mean to get long winded, but that just kind of made me mad because
You
I've
had a
been
lot to
watching
say.
Kingarees
Well,
before
thank you.
I
No,
even.
thank you. No,
I've
no.
been watching
Honestly,
him
don't
for a
apologize.
long
Thank you for
time.
calling.
I've been
Yeah,
watching
thank
him
you.
since I found y'all, and for him to do that, that was ugly. But all right, good night. I'm
Yes.
sorry, panel. Don't drag me in the comments, y'all. Bye, y'all.
All right. Thank you so very much. No offense, they did drag you. They did drag you in the comments. But y'all told me, don't interrupt the callers. Don't interrupt the callers. Let them talk. So I'm letting them talk. So if you get up there being long-winded, I let them talk. Okay? All right? Don't interrupt the callers. The callers, don't interrupt them. I said, okay, I'm going to let them talk. Y'all said don't interrupt them. So if it's a long wind, I'm going to just sit quiet and I'm going to just sit on down and let them talk. Okay? Y'all told me, don't interrupt the callers. Y'all told me that. So I didn't say a peep. I let that woman talk. Y'all said don't interrupt the callers. So I let her talk. No, I ain't interrupted. If she would have talked for 6 hours, I would have sat here for 6 hours and let her talk. All right. Thank y'all so very much. Oh, this was an awesome show today. Wow. We do have a GoFundMe. We're asking for everybody to contribute, whether it's $1, $5, $10, or whatever amount you can come up with. We're asking for this money because, again, with the GoFundMe, we're asking this because we are trying to raise money to travel more for our show. I do want to read this directly off the GoFundMe. Our goal is 6,000. We raised on the GoFundMe 300. So if you want to be a contributor, please do so. And we're trying to bring entertainment, red carpets, and all of these things. And in order to do that, that's going to cost some money. So we're trying to do that as well, to host like a red carpet and interviews and stuff like that. And so we want to get those reserves up. So if you want to contribute to our GoFundMe, you can definitely do so. I'm going to post that in the chat. If you want to be a blessing to that, I'm going to share it as well. If you want to be a blessing to our GoFundMe, thank you so very much. And I would love that. I want to share that right now. Okay. Give me a second here. All right, I'm going to share it as well. Okay. All right. So thank y'all so very much. But yeah, people have definitely called in and gave their thoughts, and we are back with another video. Shout out to everybody for y'all comments and everything. That's been so great. And I love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. Thank y'all so very much. And we will see y'all in the next video. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back in Texas Tuesday. Then we're right back in Chicago in a couple of more weeks. Because we got to get ready for the runoff election. Like I said, we did publicly endorse Brandon Johnson for mayor, and we endorse him for mayor, and we are super excited for that because I feel that it is time for a change. I feel that because J-Mal did not win, I will endorse Brandon Johnson for the April runoff, and I would appreciate you all if you're in Chicago to vote. The voting was very low. I mean, wow. Oh man, it was low. I mean, all over. It was low. And I just want us to really, really do better as people. I don't stay in the city. I stay in the Chicagoland area, but I don't stay in the city of Chicago. Okay. And that is like less than a month away for that way. It is going to be between Brandon Johnson and Paul. So make sure y'all get together. Make sure y'all register, and you could do, and make sure you vote for Brandon Johnson. I'm nominating. I'm not, I'm not nominating, but I'm endorsing him for mayor. We wrote the press release. The press release is out. Shout out to my team for putting it out there. And yes, I want to read it, you guys. So give me a second. Let me go to it. I wrote, the Wiley Show proudly endorses Brandon Johnson for the position of mayor in the upcoming election. With Brandon Johnson at the helm, we have faith that the city of Chicago would thrive. His experience and vision for the future aligns with the needs of the city and its residents. The Wiley Show believes that Brandon Johnson will work tirelessly to address the most pressing issues the Chicago face, such as public safety, education, and economic development. His dedication to these issues is evident in his track record of community service and leadership. We encourage all Chicagoans to join us in supporting Brandon Johnson in the upcoming election. Together, we could build a brighter future for our city. And we did that. And we will continue to bring this up for anybody that needs to hear this. We love this. We support this. We support Brandon Johnson. And we will continue to talk about local elections as well. We will continue to do that. This is what we do. So that'll be well. Thank y'all so very much. I know a lot of people gave up on government, but we are making sure these politicians do what they say they're going to do and hold them to the carpet. So we're going to be trying to get Brandon on our show. And thank y'all so very much. Love y'all for the support. And thank y'all for coming in and showing up for another episode. We're going to do this again instead of making it so longer where we could just tackle these issues because more people called in, and we do appreciate that. A couple of people did send us to Rickey Smiley, and we are definitely doing this as well. We want to say for legal purposes, everything that we share is always allegedly, and always allegedly. So we want to share that for legal purposes. The views and opinions of the callers do not represent or reflect the views of the Wiley Show. I want to thank y'all so very much for that. We did call Armon Wiggins. He refused to talk, and so we did call him on the air. We'll talk to y'all again. Thank y'all so very much for the support, and we will see y'all in the next episode. God bless you to each and every one of y'all. Love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and click that like button. How many likes we got? Child, we just be doing content, and y'all don't like the video. If you're on your TV, click that like button on the TV. We got 115 likes. Click that like button. Okay? Like the video. Like the video. All right? I need everybody to type in the chat, like the video. I need everybody to type in the chat, like the video. I need everybody to type in the chat, like the video. I need everybody to type that in the chat, like the video. Yes, I see y'all typing it in the chat. Like the video. Yes. Let's see where we at now. Okay, make sure y'all like the video. Thank y'all so very much because that help us, and that is free. Okay, like the video. Thank y'all so very much. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you enough. When times get hard, please put God first. When you watch the video, like it. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Thank y'all so very much. I want you to thank y'all so very much. Oh, woo, woo. Glory, 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 glory. Woo, woo, woo. Glory, 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 glory. I felt that right there. Yes, Lord. Thank you for the sword and the support. God bless you. Thank y'all so very much. And love y'all for the support. This was a good show. And Rickey Smiley, we gonna be sending you a message. God bless y'all. This was fun. Woo, woo, woo. I felt that right there. I can't even hardly get off the line. Woo! Glory! Oh, yes. Okay. So we'll see y'all on the after show on Station Head. We'll see y'all on the after show over there on Station Head. Bye, y'all. Peace.